What it is, guys, it's your old boy Pilk, and my apologies because we've literally been working all morning, and I mean all morning, on a response to the 300 mil live stream, and we had a couple of guys we had Omnitoast, who I was a guest on his channel this morning for the live stream. Big shout out to if you came out to his channel. Really appreciate y'all coming out and showing some love for the boy. But unfortunately, because the more things you add to a situation, the more complex it gets. Unfortunately, there were just too many hang-ups in this video, and sadly, there were some errors and we couldn't just release it with as bad as it was. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give you my candid, complete thoughts on the 300 mil live stream and what's coming for 300 million downloads. And first things first, I am massively and sincerely disappointed with the banners that are coming to both Global and JP. Let me explain. Now, you guys know I've been very vocal about my distaste for the number of LRs that are in the game. We're now coming up on, I believe, 40, close to 40, if not right at, just on Global alone. And JP's got even more. Now, I know it's a 4-year-old game. That's 10 LRs a year. Math that out. That's way too many. Way too many. Okay? Now, I get some of those are free-to-plays and things like that, but we should maybe, tops, have like one a season, okay? That is an insane amount of what should be, quote, legendary cards that are absolutely just ordinary, everyday, plain as day. Case in point, I'm just casually using, like, multiple LRs on this team, on a mono team. So, that begins to tell you. And to give you an idea, even talking specifically about the Int team, when LRs first came out, okay, we had LR Goku. He was this huge prize for this crazy grind you had to go through, because not only did you have to grind the 777 medals, a lot of people don't remember, you also had to grind out all the super strikes, and then some super strikes were better than others and extremely rare, really hard to come by. They only dropped for a little bit of time, then some were brought back, and blah, 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 blah. So, the LRs used to be this really amazing prize, and then LR Gohan came out. And when LR Gohan came out, we're talking about, oh my god, he could hit for a couple million? That's insane, you know? So, the LRs used to be this insanely crazy, unattainable plateau. And LR Broly came out, and I will say LR Broly kind of was the beginning of the end for that, because his legendary banner was a bit too easy in my opinion. I pulled him on that banner, and I never, like, back in the day, I didn't pull LRs. I never pull LRs. Now pulling LRs is just a thing. When I pulled LR Broly, I lost it. I ran around the room, I was screaming, I woke up everybody in the house. It was this insane feat where I was, like, almost in tears, because it was that much of an accomplishment. You might say, oh, that's overreacting. Well, you weren't clearly here back in the day. Like, that was huge, especially for me at the time, being a free-to-play player. Those days are long gone. But, so, we just left a dual Dokkan festival, and the very first dual legendary festival, well, not dual legendary festival, but the legendary banner that had 2 LRs featured on it, okay? And the legendary Dokkan Fest itself, each one of those banners had 2 LRs on it as well. So, and I get it, it makes sense, because we had a dual LR banner for last anniversary, you got a dual LR banner this anniversary. Then we had a Dokkan Fest LR before, Go Bros. We had Tanabata banner, which brought the 2 Dokkan Fest LRs back, and then Tanabata banner this year for JP, and the one we're going to get probably November, December-ish. Anyway, my computer trolling me aside, the Tanabata banner, or the Thank You banner, whatever they're going to call it this year, has 4 LRs on it. Well, no, 3. It has 3 LRs, but technically it has 5, because you can get the Vegito and Gogeta through the coins. So it's just this hugely insane banner, and last year was 3% rates. This year, it's normal rates. So it's like, where's what makes LRs special? Now, I will say, this banner is going to be hyped because the way I understand it from everything I know from the data miner that has always brought us hype information, supposedly on this banner, we are going to be having the return for the first time on Global of AGL Super Saiyan Gogeta and the physical movie Broly. Okay, obviously Gogeta will be on the Gohan banner and Broly will be on the Cell banner. That's hype, and I'll be real, those are your main prizes. Because remember, as hype as you might be for the LR Gohan and the LR Cell, bear in mind their rates are going to be astonishingly bad. And if they're not astonishingly bad, I'll be honest with you, that's an even bigger disappointment, because then that just devalues LRs as a whole. So I just did this whole big video with Masney. Again, big shout out to him. Awesome dude. Really bent over backwards to make sure that video came through. Because he's on basically the other side of the world for me. So we were talking about the relative value of a banner, and the biggest value in a banner is generally the Dokkan Fest units that are featured, but not the main featured units. Because remember, you pull those left, right, and center. So whenever Transforming Vegeta comes back, which I would suspect there might be a good chance to be on this banner, camera, don't troll. Those units become extremely attainable. So if you weren't able to pull them before, most likely you're going to be able to pull them now. So the fact that they come back a couple times a year is actually really nice. But let's put that in perspective. We had Gogeta and Broly, what, March, February? Like end of February, beginning of March, I don't remember specifically, but we had them, and then, case in point, look at this right here. So we have a free-to-play card. We've got the Dokkan Fest from last year. We had LR, a couple more TURs. So over half of this list is just casual LRs. And my team, let's just go ahead and grab them, is LR, which he's a free-to-play LR. I mean, it's... And the only reason I don't have Gohan on this team, a couple of the others, is because they just don't link as well. So I would sincerely say that the LRs are completely devalued at this point. An LR poll is about on the level of an SSR poll about 2 years ago. And the reason that is a bad thing, where do you go from here? Where's your growth? Where are you going to see value in this game in another year? You know, they've given us Dokkan Fest LR. They've given us a guaranteed LR banner, for goodness sakes. They've done all of this crazy stuff, and they keep dropping hype LRs on us. We went from a dual Dokkan Fest LR to a legendary summon, like I said before, now to another dual Dokkan Fest LR, and now a lot of people said they're waiting for Trunks and Zamasu. Well, I assure you they're not. They're going to summon on this banner because the LRs are going to entice them. It's this really enticing thing. So from a business standpoint, I get it. It's really smart for Akatsuki to do this. But from an enthusiast standpoint of the game, this whole thing is kind of a case study in all the things kind of wrong with most gacha games. Because they'll just start, you know, the business gets greedy, they start throwing these crazy cards at you, and you start throwing insane money at the game. I have no room to talk, I do that all the time. But we're beginning to lose value in all those things that we're throwing at the game. It's just, LR cards, if you sold an account with LR Gohan and LR Broly, when that first came out, you had both the LRs on there. God forbid you had dupes. But if you had the LRs on there, oh my goodness. That account was the most valuable thing on the planet. Now if you sold an account that had only LR Broly and LR Gohan on it, wouldn't be worth bupkis. People would laugh at you. You know? It's... Like all things, there is a level of inflation, and I get that. But it's just too extreme. This game has the... I know that the power creep is pretty nuts in this game. They're probably going to have to add another decimal here in the next year or so if they're going to keep this game alive. But more than anything else, I think the rarity creep is absolutely astonishing. So I know Nano spoke about this not terribly long ago, and he said they're going to have to add another rarity, like Godly Rare or something like that. And I think at this point, in order to keep the game alive, 5th anniversary, if they don't introduce a new rarity, where's the value as a player in continuing to put money in this game? Because when those units are that common and free-to-play players are going to start looking like, their accounts are going to start looking like the whale accounts of a year ago, it's going to get pretty crazy. So, and I'm not saying that, I don't want this to come across as like me being salty as that someone's going to have a better account than me. I never care about that. In fact, I've kind of always been very vocal about the fact that I'm notorious for not pulling LRs, and I'm not very salty about that. I mean, I'm salty, but I'm not like, quit the game. If I say that, it's because I'm joking. So, realistically, if you want my honest opinion on this, I think this is a huge, and I mean huge, mistake on the part of Akatsuki. This banner is... I'm not going to say it's a bad banner, because I'm sure the banner is going to be insane. The problem is, your value for summoning on this banner is extraordinarily bad. If you don't pull the LRs, you're going to be pissed, right? Well, you shouldn't be. Though, like I said before, those TURs should be... They should be your main prize. Those should be the big things that you're going after. For me, if Gogeta and Broly are actually on this banner, Gogeta is probably my number one. He's going to be the first thing on my hit list. And after that will be the LRs. Just to be completely serious. That's the way you should go about looking at this banner. But that's not what Akatsuki wants. That's not what makes people hungry. Everybody's after that rarity. And I will argue to my dying breath that at this moment in the game, the rarity creep is just too bad. The top rarity should not be this prevalent. And just, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but think about it. When you get a free-to-play LR, it's just cool. It's a free-to-play LR. Awesome. I got Goku and Raleigh. Awesome. Next. That's not how Goku was. When LR Goku was attained for the first time, when you first grinded out even the SA-10, and most of us, not me because I'm insane, most of us put Kai's into LR Goku at that point in time because it was unfathomable to think you were going to go grind that out all over again. And now we just casually throw Kai's in all the free-to-play ones just because we're too lazy. And these events are insanely easy compared to what they used to be. Insanely easy. So, because Goku was challenging. He was hard. Like, you had to build a team of Super Strikes. You had to build a team of basically SRs that, if you're lucky, do extreme damage. That's tough. I challenge anybody watching this video that denies that the LR rarity is way too common these days. Go run the LR Goku campaign with only Super Strikes. Because most of you will have to grind out the Super Strikes. Most of you will have no clue even how those were attained back in the day. Because you couldn't do it with Dokkan Fest units. You couldn't just go smash them out. Like, you had to plan that. That was difficult. Really difficult. So, yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but the banner is a huge, huge disappointment, in my opinion. If you want to disagree with me, definitely put your comments in the comments section. I would love to have a valid conversation on this, because when we were talking on camera earlier, that was pretty much everybody else's, everybody else was saying the same thing. It's kind of like, what makes the LR special anymore? We now have 2 dual Dokkan LRs in the course of a little over a month. That's not legendary to me. We don't generally get dual Dokkans for TURs in that amount of time. We did last year, and the year prior, if anybody remembers that, was the to be announced scandal. So, you know, I understand they're fixing problems. I understand they're getting better. But at the same rate, they're getting much, 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 much worse on this front. So, am I hyped for the banner? Yeah, because I want Gogeta and I want Broly. I want my dupes of those units. That's the only reason I'm hyped for the banner. Because deep down, I know that when this banner comes out, it is just going to be a madhouse and another flood of LRs that are going to devalue every LR I've got. I'm going to pull like 7 LRs and be like, okay, cool, next. Now, that is to say, and I will differentiate myself here, the ticket banner, okay? We need to talk about the ticket banner because the ticket banner is going to have really great stuff in it. It's got Evolution Blue Vegeta. It's got, I forget who else, MVP 17. It's got a bunch of really high, basically every, like, major Dokkan Fest from, like, December and back. It's crazy how good that is. I didn't see Hit on there, but probably because Hit's still fairly new to JP. So, it's a really... and ARMS is done. Cool. We'll do our video on ARMS. So, it's hard for me to sit here and say that banner is going to be bad, because that banner is going to be so insane. And for those of us that spent crazy amounts of money on this game, I keep hearing the term tax return. It is. It's like a tax return to those of us that went crazy on the banner. And now we get this big reward, and we'll be able to see a lot of hype units and Rainbow Sim units, and I'm sure there'll be some LRs pulled and things like that, because I'm expecting every LR basically from... I'm going to say Trunks and Zamasu, or I'm sorry, Trunks and Mai back. I think every LR from them back is going to be on there. I just hope their rates are really bad. Remember, I didn't pull any LRs on the tickets for 4th anniversary, and that's the way I like it. They should be extremely rare. There's that maybe partially masochistic part of me that when I see people pulling, I got Tech Broly, I got this, I got that, I'm like, I got shafted. I got shafted hard. But that is that thing that's going to make me work for it. And when I finally get them, I'm going to appreciate them so much more. So, those are my thoughts on that. Now, the rest of the event does seem pretty hype. I will say, as crazy as it seems, the free-to-play LR from SBR, that LR looks insane. We were talking about it earlier. I'm thinking it's going to be Join Forces and DB Saga. But the more I think about it, someone else was saying Youth and DB Saga, and I'm gonna kind of amend here. I still think it's gonna be a at least one, but I really think it's gonna be a dual category, and I think it's going to be Join Forces and Youth, only because it's the Journey to the West units, and they don't really belong in the DB Saga. Alright, cool. We'll actually make our video on ARMS here this afternoon and upload that this evening, so that'll be a great one to do. But the reason that I'm hyped for that one is because beating Super Battle Road is not easy. It's another grind. LR should be this insane reward. We talked about LR Goku. The other Super Battle Road ones are really good rewards. Gohan could be a way better card for what he is, but it's still, you've got a Rainbow Gohan in your account. The Journey to the West Gohan. You've done it. You did the grind. You're good to go, So yes, that free-to-play card I'm absolutely stoked about. I really hope we on Global get Cell, the Prime Battle Cell. I really hope we do. Somehow I don't think we are, but I really kind of hope we do. So most of the events are pretty hyped for. I believe they said they're going to be bringing back Triple XP, so we'll do some rank grinding that I completely neglected to do while 4th anniversary is around, and so on and so forth. But there's always going to be that part of me. That will just be I mean, case in point, look at all these LRs. That's too many. So, yes, probably a bit hypocritical, but I do sincerely believe that the dual Dokkan Fest LR is ultimately a worse thing for the game than good. I sincerely believe that if you take a look at a lot of the business decisions that Akatsuki and Bandai have made in this game, it is a case study of all the major problems with gachas. From power creep, to rarity creep, to just poor decision making, to basically, what's what I'm looking for? I say bad rewards, but like apologies, so to speak. You know, some of the other gacha games, when they screw up, they give you like, have a free multi-summon, have this, have that. Akatsuki's like, have a Dragon Stone. You know, what is that in the long run? A 50th of a multi? Gee, thanks. So, I do enjoy Dokkan Battle. I'm not giving up on Dokkan Battle. I was going to make this whole big joke that I quit, but obviously you guys know that's not true. Dragon Ball is one of my favorite franchises, and I do enjoy my time playing this game. Case in point, just grinding out the game while we were chatting. And I enjoy the live streams. I enjoy hanging out with y'all. But I've got to be real. 300 mil, as hype as it is, has some major problems. It doesn't bode well for the longevity of this game. So, I will be grinding out the all the free-to-play stuff. I'll be definitely doing that. I'm looking forward to the EZAs. We have finally the EZA for Janemba coming out. That's going to be hype. That's actually part of this celebration, but and a new Ultimate Clash / Battlefield that's going to be Cell Saga themed. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff to do. But if you ask me about the banner, I'm going to say this banner is probably one you definitely would have hit, but one that kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Also remember, this is only part 1. Part 2 of the celebration. What the hell are they going to do? Is it another double legendary? I would love to see a double rates banner. Rising Dragons don't come around very often. They used to come around all the time. I would love to see another double rates banner. And that's part of another reason that I think they even know that this is out of control, because Rising Dragon banners used to be a regular thing. It used to be just this filler banner that we got all the time. And now, we just don't see them. They just don't happen often enough. Probably because the SSR pool, as Mass Negan said in the last video, is so deep. It's like 200 units or something like that. Crazy. I want to say, I could be wrong here, I want to say there's more SSRs than there are SRs in the game. And that's a bit of a problem. So, yeah. What are they going to do? At this point, my money's on a return, the 3rd this year, step up guaranteed LR banner. That's where just my pessimism takes me, because I really feel like they've devalued them so much in their eyes that they're like, give the people what they want. But as a business, you never want to give everybody, like, you don't, as a restaurant, just give someone like a free bowl of soup saying, hey, taste our soup. It's like, cool. What's their incentive to come back? Another free bowl of soup? You're not making money. You know? I mean, what they're doing is they're just giving you the farm. And within a year, people are going to want so much more. You know? It's not a good decision for the game, in my opinion. But that's my rant. Everything else I'm pretty jazzed about. Part 2 should be interesting. We don't know what it's going to be, but we were right. It is Cell Saga theme. Makes a lot of sense. Rip Heroes. That is one thing I do want to mention. We thought there might be a outside chance that there might be some Heroes stuff going on. Unless it's coming to part 2, that means Heroes is not going into the general pool. So, summon while you can. You have been warned now. We'll be back tonight with another live stream. I will be doing one multi-summon tonight, at least. But I gotta save my stones, because as much as I really, really, really want to summon on this banner, I do not need to blow all of my stones, and I need to save some for the upcoming stuff. So we'll carefully plan that out. We'll have a lot of fun, and of course, like we always do, we'll play it up. But yeah, 300 mil downloads. It is hype, but there's that little thing that really does kind of disappoint. So let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow my bourbon. Hit me up on Booker. I'll be back at you with more Dokkan Battle, more live streams, more Danmachi, and all that stuff. We're not done here. This is just a disappointing moment in Dokkan for me personally. But you may differ. This might be hype for you. It's just our difference in opinions, and that is absolutely all right, even if your opinion is wrong.